Alright, hi everyone. Hopefully by now you know that I'm Keith, and that's what I do go by during the week. Sometimes I am affectionately dubbed Vinny on the weekends when I'm working, usually by drunk college students as I go up to deliver their pizza. So, yeah, that's right, I do. I'm one of the many Vinnies from Cousin Vinny's. So, I'm actually in uniform today. I know, not very classy, but I'm getting into the part. So, I wanted to talk about this because I've had a lot of interesting experiences over the past year, and after I pitched the ideas to most of you 2 weeks ago, I saw that there is definitely this dichotomy between people who've worked in food service before and people who don't, and they have no idea what it's like. But there's still a lot of confusion about delivery drivers. Like, what do you do, and how much do you make, and how much, or should I even tip you at all? And so, I think what I want to do today is just give you kind of some information, set things straight, and then just give you some etiquette tips, just like what you should do when I get to your door. So, part one. This is going to be the truth. And so, no, this is not pizza. Normally I deliver pizza, but today I'm delivering some hot truth, okay? So, these are rumors that I hear a lot that are just mostly unfounded about delivery service. And this can go for anything, not just pizza. But yeah, these are some things I hear. That people say, well, don't tip them, they work on commission. I don't even know what they mean when they say that. You called me, lady. We're just delivering the pizza to you. I'm not selling anything to you. We do get some money for gas, but I mean, I don't usually get to pick where I'm going. They just give me the pizza and say, here's your address, and I get there. So here's another thing. We use company vehicles. No. And most people who deliver food, because we're not FedEx, we use our own cars. And so we have to pay for our own gas and own car repairs, and we depend on tips to make up for that kind of money that we use. And so I know it's kind of stupid on my part for choosing to be in that profession, but hey, it's hard to get a job in Muncie. Okay, so delivery charge covers the tip. That is not true. My company doesn't have delivery charge, we'll only say that's a thing that pizza companies started doing to cover their insurance when they have drivers. And if they get any portion of that money, then it's going to be very small or maybe none. And the very last thing that I want to include is that people have hung on to this old saying about delivery should be here in 30 minutes or less or I'm not paying. That was a really stupid thing that Domino's came up with a while ago, and they don't even adhere to that anymore. It's just impossible when we're really busy. So there's a lot of different factors. So let's get rid of these rumors. These aren't true. I'm just going to give you the truth right now. And this is just what I know. I mean, this is what I do. So this is what I make. And this isn't bad. I mean, you can see how it adds up, and I'll explain it if it's hard to see. What I make $5.50 an hour no matter what I'm doing. I'm in the car a lot of times. That's okay. I'm listening to my own music. That's cool. I make 20% mileage, so I do get gas reimbursement, but unless you work a long shift and deliver a lot of orders, 20% of everything you deliver is not a lot of money. So if I work a long shift, that'll basically cover my gas, but it doesn't cover it for everyone. And then tips. So look here. We got that mileage there, that commission or whatever people think I make. That's the smallest part of what I make. My check is not even half of what I make. Tips is more than half of what I make. And people do tip. I'm not trying to say that they don't, and I make pretty good money off of it. But I just think people are really confused about what kind of money I make, and this is it. This is the real truth. So let's talk about another misconception really quick. There's a word that causes people a lot of pain on both sides. Free. Nothing's really free, let me tell you. It's not ever free. We offer free delivery at Cousin Vinny's, but that doesn't mean you're not supposed to pay us tip when we get there. That just means that we can deliver to you for the same price that you could come pick it up. That means we're not charging you a delivery charge. So that means you should have a couple extra bucks left to give the driver when they get there. And also, if you, obviously if something's wrong with your order, or you mess it up, or something's not there, you have the right to call back and get it replaced, and that's totally fine. We'll bite the bullet for that. But if someone brings you back your order at a later date because you have like store credit or whatever, or a gift certificate, tip that driver, because think about it. If they get 20% of $0 for delivering to your door an order that got messed up that probably wasn't their fault, they're doing like Red Cross charity service for you, delivering food, using their gas and money. So that's the info. And now let's talk about the ethics of it. There's things you can expect from me as a driver too. I mean, there's a standard to uphold. I know there's a lot of creepy drivers out there and a lot of, weirdos, but I think I'm pretty nice, and, I try to be speedy. So you can expect me to basically get there when the person on the phone tells you I'm going to be there, which isn't always half an hour. Depends on how busy we are. So consider traffic, weather, how busy we are, those type of things. But I'll get there in a quick manner. Also, you can expect me to have your order complete and like in an edible form, If it's cold or just nasty or stuck to the box or whatever, we'll obviously replace it. And then the third thing you can expect from me is to be polite and friendly. I'm always going to say, hey, how are you? I don't always get that back. Even if you don't tip me, I'm always going to say thanks, have a nice day, because it's really rude for drivers to ask for a tip. So that's why I'm using this as an excuse to tell people about tipping, because I think it's really rude. You can't tell the customer to tip. So yeah, that's what you can expect from me, and it's real basic. My job's not that hard. I'm not saying it's difficult. But there's some things that I want you to know should be expected of you. And this is the part that can also turn into the part where I act like your crazy ex. And that's when things go really wrong. But let's go with the good stuff first. Okay, so what I expect from you, you're going to call and you're going to want your pizza. We're going to tell you how long it's going to take. So you're going to know I'm going to be there in about that time. So expect it at that time. Have your phone on you, be near your front door or whatever. If we need to contact you, if I can't get a hold of you, then it's going to be much harder to get your pizza to you on time. Also, have your money ready, and you can pay by card over the phone, so you can already take care of it in that place. I'll bring you a pen if you need to sign a receipt. Another thing is, yeah, like I said, consider earlier what I have to get through to get to you. Whether I've driven in snowstorms before, and I understand when it's snowing outside, it's like I don't want to go out in that, so I'm going to call someone else and have them do it. I totally get that, but think about what I'm going through. Like, I freaked out. It was snowing real bad in November. I was like, I can't do this job anymore. But I made it, you know. So yeah, consider those things. But yeah, there are some people who aren't as considerate, and so that's the whole crazy X part. When I get to your dorm, most of you probably don't live in dorms, so if you're not answering your phone, or if I'm at your house and I can see you watching TV, it's like I'm going to call you and leave a message like, I see you in there. Why are you coming out? You know, I thought we had a connection. I don't understand. So there's that. Always consider that aspect of it. So, boom, it's interactive game show time. So everyone say it with me. It's keep the change. Thank you so much. Okay, Reagan, so you're our contestant today.
Okay.
I have a sauce cup directly from Cousin Benny's.
Okay.
You get to keep that change if you tell me exactly how much is in that cup.
Oh.
How much? Hurry up now.
6 cents.
Exactly, 6 cents. Okay, my average order that I take is $12.94. If someone hands me $13 and says keep the change, I was going to, buddy. Keep the change does not always make you sound cool. Keep the change makes you sound cool if you give me like $100 on a $20 order. It's like keep the change. Like, thank you, Daddy Warbucks. Drunk guy in his boxer trying to look cool in front of his girlfriend, 6 cents. Not that awesome, okay? Don't say keep the change when you're giving me 6 cents. So keep that in mind too. Always have your money ready. Another thing about change, if you're scrounging for change when I get there, that means you were totally unprepared. It's really disrespectful for me because I try to get there quick for you. And I work 1 day a week. That's what that whole pie graph is made off right now when I'm in school. But I work the most. I work full time in the summer to try to make up for that money. If you're giving me a bunch of pennies, I'm going to die of heat starvation or of a heat wave on the way to the Coinstar because you paid all pennies, and that's not cool. So cash or card, please. But yeah, the final slice. When I get to yeah, I don't want to make it sound like my job's really bad. This is the best job I've ever had. A lot of it has to do with my bosses being really cool and the people I work with, and it's totally fun to interact with people. Going around a college town delivering pizza, because like I said, I get people like, hey, Vinny! And I totally, I've latched onto that. And I've learned a lot of great things. But I do feel like I get taken advantage of sometimes. And people do generally ask me all the time, like, what's a good tip? How much do you make? People have a lot of questions. And I know it can be kind of confusing. So, like I said, I can't always talk about it. It's kind of rude to talk to customers about it if they don't talk to me about it. So I'm kind of spreading the news. These are the facts, and that's how to be really polite to your driver. So I hope next time, whether you're delivering Chinese food or Jimmy John's or pizza from Cousin Benny's, that you will consider these things. And if you see me, you should definitely tip better because you'll feel guilty about not doing that.